Why does training have to take so long? Why do people have to go for training? I mean, why can't training come to them? And finally, how much of a day's training do people actually ever remember? And surely in a perfect world, the training ought to be available 24/7. Those are some of the questions that I was asking Kelly over a cup of coffee the very first day we met. I can remember saying to her, if we put a box of dots on this mug of coffee, a person could scan it with a mobile device and actually learn something. Hence, coffee cup training was born. We then made the fatal mistake of deciding to take a whole new look at the way that people were trained, which is why my hair is the colour it is. Current training seemed to expand to fit the time that was actually allotted to it. Did it really need to take that long? Well, we looked at a lot of training and talked to a lot of trainers and educationalists. The honest answer came back as, well, no. If you look at training and find the learning points, that's the parts you really need to know, then you very soon realise that it works better in what I would call bite-sized chunks. Then you have the issue of training in a group. While there are some benefits, most people would probably agree that the one-to-one solution is better, as in one trainer, one student. Just you and that trainer at a time that suits you on a mobile device in the very palm of your hand. If there is something that you don't understand the first time, you can go back, you can take a second look. Plus, it's available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you forget anything, you can always go back and refresh your memory. Just as a complete aside here for a second, I actually pitched this idea to a friend of mine, one of those people who'll tell you why your idea won't work as opposed to why it will. And I used the idea of fire safety training. Great idea, he said, but you can't beat actually standing there watching somebody put a fire out, which was a very good point, I thought. He went on to say that he'd watched his staff from his office window, being shown just that very bit of training in the car park. So, do you know how to put out a fire as a result, I asked. Well, yes, of course I do, he said. So if we put a camera in your office window and then showed you the video, wouldn't that be the same thing? The final part of thinking about coffee cup training was that we wanted our training to add value, to be able to show it, so we introduced learning points along the way. In short, take a bite-sized piece of training and then add a learning point to demonstrate that the point itself had actually been learned. All these add up to a certificate or accreditation from us that ensures that you are fulfilling your legal responsibilities and your staff are actually better trained to do the job that you need them to do in the first place. I'm John. I'm passionate about training and I'm passionate about delivering it in the best possible way to our end users. And for that reason alone, I hope you'll seriously consider using coffee cup training. Thank you for watching.